Well, this is me in the Emerald Isle. I arrived last night. The flight was okay. I wore the cap that was given to me by the clinic. So the donor area is actually starting to get more sensitive. So over the first couple of days it wasn't sensitive at all. It was a bit sensitive when I left the baby shampoo on it, but other than that it seemed to be fine. Just yesterday and today, over the top of my head and around the back, it started to get a bit sore and itchy. Now on the instructions, the post-op instructions, it does say that that's something that can happen, and they've given aloe vera gel. So this morning I've put some aloe vera gel on in the hope that that's going to sort of solve that problem. The other thing that I was thinking it might be is the itchiness at the back might be to do with the fact that hair is starting to grow through, and you know, after a few days your hair does start to grow. It looks like it started to grow at the front a bit, even though it says it's going to take about 10 days before that bit grows. I'm wearing the hat because you're not supposed to allow any sunshine onto it in case it gets sensitive. And other than that, I'm just going to sort of relax and enjoy the environment rather than being in London, which can be a bit of a pain. Well, it's finally day 5. I didn't have to take any tablets this morning. The medication is over. I don't have to spray the front of my head anymore. This is how it's looking at the moment. Last night in the middle of the night I accidentally scratched the front and I got a bit of a fright and woke up. It just feels very crusty at the front. I still can't really feel it. For the first time in a while I can touch my forehead without flinching, but the rest of it I'm just about to wash for the first time since the operation, since the surgery. And the idea of that again is to leave baby shampoo on for 5 to 10 minutes, allow the scabs at the front to disintegrate. Right, I'm mid-wash and it feels amazing to put some shampoo onto that area and also onto the rest of my head. It doesn't feel sore. The only sore bit is at the back still, so it didn't sting to put the shampoo on. It seems to be washing some of the blood off. I imagine that over the next few days it'll take a wee while for everything to completely come off. It does show now the line that they've taken. And I was thinking one of the main worries during this whole process after the surgery is actually that you don't want to go through this whole process and it not have worked. So you actually want to follow the procedure as much as possible to give you the best chance of the hairline that you were looking for in the first place. I'm now just going to go and wash the rest of this off. I've just washed off all of the baby shampoo and it didn't hurt at all, but what seems to have happened, and I don't know if you can see it there, is that there's little white flecks that seem to have come up that are almost as if it's dead skin coming through, or I don't know what it might be, but it looks really weird. I rinsed it thoroughly and that stuff was still on there, so I don't know if that's something that's supposed to come through. If it continues to happen, I'll speak to the clinic about it, but it certainly looks weird. That's me back in London. The flight was fine. No additional swelling or anything. I showed earlier the white bits that had seemed to come through the hair follicles. Once my hair dried, that just seemed to go away, and I've just washed it for the second time and it doesn't seem to have come back. Just some of the dried blood seems to have gone. So the front actually isn't that sensitive at all. I am noticing other bits that may have been shaved, that have been covered by my hair because I haven't been washing my hair. I didn't realise that there's actually little indents here as well. But as I say, the front of it's not giving me any bother. Morning of day 6, and I still have a lot of pain at the back of my head. It's kind of like a mixture of pins and needles, itching and dull headache. It's not too sore to the touch, as in it's not on the surface of the skin, but when I wear a hat, after a while it feels like it's sort of still swollen or bruised back there. The front of it seems to be going okay. Don't seem to be getting too much of an issue there. It feels a bit weird to the touch. Still almost a little bit numb, so I'm worried that that's going to hurt when that starts to regain feeling. Just going to wash it again. I can wash the whole head again. I am mainly looking forward to getting a haircut. Once I can get the top cut off. I mean, the whole point of me not getting my hair cut was so that I would still be able to go to castings this week. Unfortunately, because the front is cut for that sort of inch, and then I've just got this mop of hair, it means that I can't go for castings because I don't have a, you know, decent enough look. And because my industry is based on looks, then that's really a big issue. I think once I get it all shaved off, I'll get another headshot taken, and until my hair grows back, I will just go to castings with a shaved head. That's day 7, and I've just washed my hair again. Washed it last night, so at the moment it's twice a day, whole head with baby shampoo. The front bit is not too painful to wash actually, and it's not too painful if you sleep on it. The back, however, is still really painful and itchy. I don't know if it shows, because I went out yesterday to the pub with a couple of friends who weren't aware that I was getting the procedure done. They said that it didn't look too shocking at the front, but obviously it's not a purposeful hairstyle. They were quite impressed. They had lots of questions, just like friends the other night, and they said that at the back you couldn't actually see any sign that the hair had been donated from there. Tomorrow I'm going into the clinic again and having sort of a post-op checkup, and hopefully this weekend I'll be able to get my hair cut. I just realised that in that last video I tried to show the back of my head and it didn't actually work, so what I'm going to do now is show you as much of it as possible. Hopefully that's worked and you can actually see part of it. It's the evening of day 8. I've been out, I've been to the park. Even though it was sunny, I let the front of it out in the sun and actually had quite a nice day. I've taken a bit of paracetamol. It's been a bit itchy, but generally just has been fine. Hopefully getting a haircut this weekend, getting the mop taken off the top, and hopefully that will then be less obvious that I've had the procedure, and we'll see how it goes from there. The other thing that I hadn't actually brought up, or don't think I've brought up because I've forgotten what I've been saying on these things, is that actually you can't exercise. So you're not allowed to exercise for 2 weeks, you're not allowed to swim for 4 weeks. And normally I would go to the Olympic pool and I would swim at least once a week. That's not been possible because there's chemicals in the pool. And actually it's something that, even though I don't exercise that much, it's been quite difficult to not get out there and be keeping fit. I think that it has an impact on your mental state as well, sort of being cooped up, especially in this heat. So that's one of the difficulties, something that I'm quite looking forward to fixing.